Alrighty. Welcome everybody to She's of Love. This episode we have Anne Marie on once again. Thank you so much for coming on again, Anne Marie.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. Today first of all, I'm looking forward to hearing your take on this. We already spoke just before we press record about what this topic kind of means to you, and I really resonate about how the world is going in many different directions in the moment, and we're getting pulled kind of into two different ways where you can go in kind of a more hateful space,
or fear-based,
and
which often leads to hate.
Yes. To then there's a more loving side as well. And that's what this topic is about, which is creating and living in a world full of love and how to make that a daily practice. Because I love what you just said, Emery, about we need more people. It's almost like we need to spread it like a disease, but a good disease that cures everyone. It's a cure. It's a contagious cure.
Spread it like butter.
Yes. And I think the more people that kind of focus on creating love daily in their lives is the direction that we obviously need to move forward. I mean, I think these past 5 years, particularly since 2020, have kind of snowballed into creating a lot more fear, and it's manifested. I mean, everybody can see how the world has changed in 5 years, and definitely in a direction that not many people wanted. So
and I see you didn't experience it, but I did, particularly being a flight attendant, how 9/11 changed the world as well. And I see this as another one of those where it was something that happened globally that affected everyone. And now we're 25 years later after 9/11, or 25 years later, 24 and a half years later, and we see the after effects of how that went. And I, for one, don't want that fear and that anger and that hatred and the blame game that it created to happen again. I don't want that for us again. I want what you're saying, Anne-Marie, is the cultivation of love and to create a future based in that, in kindness and love, not in being a pushover.
No, it's about actually in your mind creating it. And I try to do it daily. It may not happen every day, but I've been doing it since probably 2020. And I do a little meditation, or what I call calibration with.
Oh, I like that word.
Yeah, I do a meditation where I calibrate with the universe or whatever it is, and I get myself so elevated that I'm actually like the puppet master, and I'm like this.
Yeah, awesome.
And I'm like sending all that energy to every single person, and I'm sending love and forgiveness and authenticity. And I'm actually imagining how we'll interact with each other, how we'll do commerce together, how we'll be more creative. And I'm just in my mind imagining it, and I'm like holding it, I'm like creating it. And and then I'm sending it like energy to like will it into existence and speak it into existence, and so it is. And and I just like it's funny. because since I was really little, my mum used to always say, "You're such a daydreamer. You're just always daydreaming." And I think that that daydreaming was just me imagining like being in another place or being, she always say, "You're in fairyland all the time." And now I kind of go, "Oh, now I get it. Like I was in fairyland because that's what I wanted to create." That was
Mm,
maybe that was like a way of, escapism or something. But it
yeah,
was also a space to create, oh, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Now I kind of do it intentionally, and I do believe that it is each of us as an individual. It's our responsibility to create that in our own way,
yeah,
because we are the creators of our reality. We create our personal reality. And, we're all creating our own, we're all in charge of our own different realities, and we're all creating that, but it's all sort of coming together. Well, that dark side they can't create. And they
yeah,
try to create through us by
Mm.
telling us what they want, which is the programming, the false flags, all this negative stuff. They're telling us what they want us to do. And we think that, oh, that's how it's going to be. So then we just sort of like settle into, oh, that's the sad reality of our future. Well, that's shit.
yeah.
I'll just kind
Yeah.
of like,
Sit and
okay,
watch.
that's nothing I can do, and people think that way. And then
Yeah.
we have to watch what we say and say, cancel, cancel. That's not what I want. And sometimes we do need to think what we do want into existence, and then
Mm.
Yeah,
through that meditation, we see it, and then we believe it, and then we speak it, and we create it.
Yeah. I think that when we have a choice to think, do I watch the news and look at what's going on out there and believe the negativity that's coming into my living room through the TV?
yeah,
Or do I switch it off and I create what I want to be real in my life?
Yeah.
It's because all our friends are watching the telly, because it's how we grew up watching the TV, because our parents did it. I know my mum, she was absolutely addicted to current affairs and the news,
yeah,
and magazines and newspapers and all the stuff. And it's like looking out there,
Yeah. Well,
but to
outward looking.
outward looking, exactly. But to because we're we think, oh, I'm just one person, I'm small, what can I do, what power do I have? But we don't realize actually that there is so much power in looking within and creating the reality that you want in your own life.
Yeah.
Because in a world where negativity is so easily found everywhere,
Yeah.
having a mindset of magic,
Mm.
having the mindset of, you know, sovereignty. I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to create my own. I'm going to listen to myself. I'm going to listen to my family. I'm going to raise my children. I'm going to be a good person. All of that stuff that I don't know. It's kind of old fashioned a little bit. Um, I think there's so much power in that, and
yeah,
people miss it. People miss that
yeah,
there's so much power in that,
Mm.
because they think I'm just one person. How is my life going to make a difference?
Yeah.
But people are watching. If you make your life into a magical life and you're happy, people see that and they go, "Wow, that person is doing it. If they can do it, I can do it too."
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
And we have to. I really think that we have to be strong enough to say, because there will be jealousy. I know people, when they see somebody who's happy, they're like, I want to pull that a smile off their face because it makes me feel like I'm missing out.
mm,
Yeah, it can
You've
be
got to be
triggering.
stronger than that.
It can be triggering for other people, but that's
Yeah.
their problem. Um, because what we're doing is there's a mirror and we're mirroring back to them something
Yeah.
they don't like in themselves, and it's triggering, and so they want to get at you because you've upset them in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we gotta ask ourselves when there is a message of, you know, almost hopelessness and you know, the messages that we constantly get through social media and the news, and and it creates fear, it creates
Everything's
dread.
bad.
It's a very negative based message. And who does that benefit? Like, it doesn't benefit us. And
No.
That's a good question, Juliet.
yeah,
Who does it benefit?
to live with these beliefs of negativity?
Well, sorry, just to add to that, it lowers our vibration.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the entities out there feed off that. That's like a lure
Yeah.
to them. So I believe that we came here to conquer fear.
Yeah.
That's the lesson that we need to learn here. And
Yeah.
so while we have any type of fear, we are obviously emitting some sort of energy that they are looshing off, and they want to keep us in that state because it benefits them.
Which I think goes to answer really the biggest question, which is, you know, the fact that the way that we beat this is it's such a big titan of a monster. I remember when I first like kind of realized what was going on in the world, and I realized the enormity of like the programming it seeped in everything, just to like literally the colors that brands use to
Yeah.
like trigger certain things in your brain, and the smells that every big companies have. Like, it really seeps into every factor of living in a Western modern society. And you know, these companies, these, like, I don't even know what to call it, like the thing that
conglomerates
that we're up against is
and corporations.
It's billions and billions of dollars, and it's billions of dollars of resources, and like, it's a big thing it's scary. And that's why, and they want to make us feel like we don't have a choice, we don't have we're just riding on the train, and they're taking us to the station. We have no choice on where we're going. But really what it is a daily choice of beating. You don't have to beat fear about them, you don't have to beat anything towards them. It's, you have to look at your own microcosm of your life. If you're scared of quitting your job, you feel this deep calling to go doing another job, then find the steps and the ways that allows you to go do that. And or
don't live in the fear.
Even if it's literally things as simple as standing up for yourself against a coworker that you don't like and that keeps, you know, putting you down, or or a friend, or, you know, whatever. It's about learning your triggers, learning your own fears, and conquering that within your own life. Because it really is, and this is what you were saying before, that ripples out. And it also breaks you out of a system where you're relying on, because I know I've lived in a very fear-based life where I've only, you know, I've saved working a job I didn't like, and I was miserable, and it really cascaded. No. Before, when I was saving up to go traveling, I was working at a job. I didn't like it. The hours were horrible, but I trapped myself there because I thought that's the only option I had. And the way in which it was just a job, right? But it wasn't what was really calling to me. It was a job that it sucked the life force out of me, which then dried up every other avenue of joy and happiness in my life. And by the simple choice of, you know, eventually I saved enough money and I went, and the independence that choice gave me, it wasn't just about a job. I found happiness outside of any societal system. I was,
Yeah.
like I was not tied to anything.
Yeah.
I was
You
not
made
tied
your
for,
own way.
yeah, I made my own way.
And that's so hard because I love this conversation, Juliet, because what happened with her was that people around her, family, friends, people that she loves, and who they love her, and they think when they question her choices that they're loving her, they're doing the right thing by her by saying, "Oh, but what are you going to do after this? Are you going to go to uni? Are you going to, what career are you going to have? What are you going to do with yourself?" And that is the system of society speaking. That's not actually them,
Yeah.
because they've been raised to believe that, you need to have all your ducks in a row to be successful and to be able to look after yourself and have prosperity and all of that.
Yeah.
Whereas that doesn't make Juliet happy.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not something that she
no.
wants for
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah. And because those programs and, it's all programming, we're all programmed.
Yeah,
It's aimed to keep us in a low frequency. While
that's
we're
right.
operating in a low frequency, we are as susceptible to these negative um, emotions and fear. And while we stay in that low frequency, it is hard to find a way out.
Yeah.
But the reality is that we don't have that fear is an illusion.
That's right.
Is an illusion. Everything on the television is aimed to scare you. The news is aimed to scare you. Do
Yeah.
they ever report on this is something great and we start the news with that? No, we don't report on all the great things that happen in the world. We report it, not we, I'm not part of it. Um, you know, they report on the worst things and they'll find something bad and they'll fit one thing in that's good. But that is aimed at keeping your vibe very low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sharp.
and this is the thing. They say, I mean, for years now, the reason why is because good news doesn't sell. Only bad news sells. Drama sells.
Yeah,
And I mean, as a society, we should be saying, as the people who are watching this stuff, we should be saying, well, why is that the case? We need to be in a perpetual state of fear to put our hands in our pockets?
yeah, because it's all a selling technique. Like
That's
why
right.
why is society all aimed at selling? Like this is the
Yes,
reality, not a marketing train. Um
that's right. Because their priority is profits, not people's well-being. And
yeah,
so it's up to us then to say, well, I'm not going to give you that power over me.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not giving my money to a fear-based system.
yeah,
I'm going to put my focus on what makes me happy,
Yeah.
yeah,
and I'm going to focus my attention and my energy, which money is energy, on those things. I'm not going to give my money away to
Yeah.
a system that keeps me in a perpetual state of
Yeah.
fear.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, like it while we're in this fear, it is keeping the fabric of the matrix that we don't want to be in. And so we need to flip that fear and get a conquer the fear and realize that it is just an illusion. It's a lie. It's,
Yeah.
it's not true. So then
Yeah.
everything we fear, we have to sort of come into the moment and go, well, I'm fine and my soul is fine and it is not harmed. And everything I'm seeing, even though it might seem scary or I'm told it's scary or, this harm might come to my body, it is not harming the soul.
Yeah.
And so it's all an illusion. And so it is all aimed to bring that vibration down and to keep that matrix gridlocked. And so
Yeah.
if we can find flipping what the opposite, I mean, anything, what's the opposite of fear? Is it love? Is it whatever it is? is how we flip it. So whatever the
Yeah.
emotion is, we find the opposite to get ourselves out of it. These puppet masters, they have created this, dark, deep, everything's interconnected. And when you sit in that space, you think there's no way out. And
Mm,
and so a lot of the collective have been learning and researching the reality of what's going on and
hmm.
how it's all interconnected. But we could be researching that forever.
Mm.
Never get out of, all right, we have this information, what are we going to do with it? And
Yeah.
then move out of it and flip it. And this
Yeah.
is where I think we have been, as a collective, have been now sitting in this space for the last 5 years. We know kind of what's going on. We know it's not for our well-being, the best interest of the collective. And so, all right, let's transition out. What do we have to do? Well, let's go, I think sort of jumping around a bit, but we live in duality. So we've got good and
Mm,
bad, and we're trying to do the yin yang and balance it all. We have gone so far to this deep side, this dark, dark, deep side, that when it starts moving here, it's going to flip, and it's going to flip really fast because we've been sitting in this dark space for so long. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I believe that all of us play a role, and that is why we're here on this planet, right? Planet, whatever you want to call it, this reality. The reason we're here is that we all have a role to play, and it's as tiny as each night when we go to bed. Just imagine that beautiful world where everything's harmonious, where there's love, gratitude, where everyone's authentic and has each other's well-being and wants to care for each other, and kindness. And if we just dream it and daydream and just do it whenever we're daydreaming, we will become like nodes that
Mm.
can
Mm,
flip this matrix into a positive matrix. And
Yeah.
I believe it's all of our responsibility to do that. And we are the only ones that can create that. We are the creators of the creator.
yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
there's people actually doing that now.
there are.
Yeah, Juliet was telling me of a movement called solar punk.
Mm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And they actually have put people who understand solar punk, know what it is, invented it, whatever. Their dream was, and they've put it out there in visuals and in ethos and in the idea of marrying together technology in a way that helps humanity and humanity that uses the technology and coexists with it, and it is a harmonious
It's
and
like
positive thing.
farming.
Yeah, like we use technology to enhance our farming techniques, and that it creates more abundance for humans, and that the world is bright, and the future is
And technology is like an aid, an
yeah,
actual aid in like moving society forward. Because for a lot of time I demonized technology, and I
me too.
demonized my phone, I demonized anything, and it's not that perspective isn't, it doesn't serve me, because it's like, well, actually there's some really cool things about my phone. I can talk to anyone, any of my friends, and they're all halfway around the world, and I still get to talk to them every day. And
Yeah. Yeah.
there's, yeah, it's
There's
just, there's
positives.
positives,
Yeah, it's
and solar punk
positive.
like focuses on the abundance side, and how technology can make us more abundant.
Yes.
Yeah, it reminds me of steampunk.
Yes.
It
Steampunk's
is,
the
yeah.
same in that it's that, some would say it's the old Tartarian technology, or Nikola Tesla technology. There used to be spaceships. They were like big blimps. That was probably more advanced than what we have now. I think we are going backwards. So, that technology they had back then was way advanced than what we actually have now. It
Yeah.
used the ether for free energy and um
Yeah, exactly the
you know,
point.
stuff like
Exactly the
that.
point. And I think solar punk is the new kind of futuristic iteration of steampunk. It's like steampunk was us was kind of like the past, and it
Yeah.
harks back to, as you say, Tesla and things like that. And then solar punk is like takes that idea
Yeah.
and pushes it into the future and shows us living harmoniously with technology, and it's not hidden from us
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I think that all that technology that was in the past, it's like we're going backwards. It, how do I describe it? It's like time is not linear, put it that way. And so are we going backwards and undoing what was, and are we going back
Maybe.
to something? Because sometimes I go, well, all this, New World Order stuff, maybe we were already there and we didn't realize, and we're coming back from it. So
Mm,
it's not ahead of us, what they're telling us, it was maybe behind us. And
Yeah.
because time's not linear, then where does it sit? In some
yeah.
reality that we're not committed to. It's not on our timeline, but they will have us convinced that it is our timeline. And that's where, as creators, we have to shut it down and we have to say
Mm,
that's not the reality we've chosen as collective. And as each of us is a node in the collective, we just daydream. How easy is it to daydream? I like
yeah.
to do that at the desk sometimes. But like it is actually a creative exercise. It's downtime, it's relaxing, it's nice. And
Mm,
that is something little that each of us can do.
yeah.
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 And the belief, I think when you allow yourself to imagine and believe in magic, then that belief, you start to see more and more magic around you. And then it's like the little sparks that are around you that you couldn't see before. They've always been there. That's what I believe, that magic is
Oh,
there.
it's all around. I mean, it happens to me today.
You're right.
I can't
Tell
believe
us.
it.
Tell
Okay,
us.
so I went into the city and I was like, oh, I really want to buy my old copper bracelet broke. And I was like, oh, I want to go into the city. There's a shop there that sells them. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I've got time. I'll see how I go. Anyway, I didn't have time. I wanted to get home. And on the way home, I just went to the Indian grocery shop and got a few things. And she sells little copper things. And I said to her, and I don't even know why I asked her. Like I would never have even expected her to sell it. Only she was selling certain copper like bits and pieces, like cups and things like that. And
Yeah.
so I said to her, "Oh, you wouldn't happen to sell copper bangles?" She goes, "No, I don't. Sorry." Oh, but I do have two. And I'm like, she goes, "Yeah, my mum bought me these two bracelets and I don't like them." And she goes, would you like one of them? I swear to God, it is exactly what I wanted to buy today. And I was
Wow.
willing to pay a bit of money for it. And this is what she gave me. It's
Oh,
absolutely
it's beautiful.
gorgeous. Look at that.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And it's got like a little kind of twisty thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked away and I'm like, I almost cried. I was crying. Well, I was like on the verge of tears. I was like, that was exactly what I wanted in my mind. I
Yeah.
created that. I created that today.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. I just created what I was thinking in my mind.
Yeah.
Next, by the end of the day, it was on my wrist. I'm like, I
Yeah.
created
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I love that.
it's
Yeah,
amazing.
you can't manifest things always when you really like
A trying.
when you're really trying.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
has to be like effortless in the way that's like, oh, that would be nice to have, or yeah, I need to do this. And it just like you never, because it's so, the way I learned about manifesting and from experience was there was many times where it was like, right, today I'm going to manifest this specific thing, and there was like almost there was so much attachment to it,
Yeah.
and then it
That's
never
the
happened.
key. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. Manifestation is actually about letting it go and
Yeah.
detaching. And in fact, that is the magnet.
Yeah.
Yes.
The more you detach, the more you attract.
Yeah.
And
If
so,
there's
yeah.
anything out of this video that people take away, if there's just one thing they take away from this video today, it's that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That the detachment to what you want is the magnet.
Yeah.
It is the magnet. And I can tell you, like, I've seen it. I've seen it. Like when I bought this house, I had been looking for a very long time, knew what I wanted, and knew exactly the streets that I wanted to be in. Like that's how. And then there were two places, but the one I'm in is the one I really wanted. And I put in an offer, and then I just went, I had a sleep. Like I just felt like I needed to just sleep. And I did this little exercise and I released it and actually let go of it and went, whatever will be, will be. It doesn't matter. And I physically felt it leave my body, the
Right.
attachment. And I felt it breathe out of me, the attachment, and I let it go. And I shook it off and I just went, it's gone. I don't care.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it anyway. You know, that's the
Yes.
thing. You can put out your intention. Oh, that's what I like. You don't figure out how you're going to get it. You just put out the intention. So I go to sleep and I'm woken up by the real estate agent saying they've accepted your offer. And I was like, oh, I was not, never in a million years expected it. And then I realized, I think it was years later, the house I'm in is the house I used to draw every day as a kid in primary
Oh,
school.
I remember you telling me. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't realize at first. It was only later. So sometimes I go, it's happening in here. Um, and like I said, you're just putting out what you like or sort of, but you're not figuring the rest out. It's
Yeah.
Yes.
it's like that's what I want. I
Yeah.
don't really know what all this is, but that's what I want. And
Yeah.
you have to let it go to allow universe to then go, all right, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Thanks, Anne Marie. I
Yeah.
love
That's
that.
all right. That's all right.
Yes.
It's been really nice. I think the
Yeah.
other thing I just wanted to say is, yeah, the ether carries a lot of energy and so does water. And so if we keep these positive vibes, like our body is made of water and everywhere around us is energy. And if we can keep that high frequency, oh gosh. um yeah, whether it's in the water we drink, just putting the positive intention while we're daydreaming and put it out in the ether, which is, where truth is captured, where reality is captured, um,
Mm,
and putting it out there. And that's why sometimes when I am meditating, I say, and so it is, or,
yeah.
I speak it and put it out there. And then it's in the ether and it's spinning around. And just like I said, you have this goal and the world just universe has to work out how to get there. You put it out to the ether, it's figuring it out for you. It's like the intelligence that's in the ether works it out. That's not your job. Yeah.
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 Beautiful.
Wow.
There you
Thank you
go.
so much. Time.
And
They're
thank
my thoughts. That's just
Yeah.
me. Things I
Yeah,
put
but
through.
they're
that's
very valuable. Yeah, and we agree with them. I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's yeah, like I said, if there's anything that you guys listening to this take away from it today, it's how powerful manifestation is, and that's the point of doing a daily practice of what we want to create in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and people complicate it; they make it sound like it's impossible, but it's not.
No.
No, no,
Yeah.
not. And we all are responsible for creating that. We all have a responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Oh,
Mwah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me. I'll
See you
see
next week,
you next
guys.
time.
Bye.
Bye.